So here we are again from the Center for Education and Learning, the speaker series live. And today, this is a recording also from Juventum. And Juventum is an organization I founded in 2009. And it's around topic of global and current relevance. And it is mainly about global education, and the vision was always to provide global education, and going forward to provide global education across generations. So what I'm about to do today, and am having the pleasure today, is to again speak with Peter, Maxwell Slattery. Peter, welcome to the show.
Henning.
Welcome to the recording.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's a pleasure doing this like always.
And again, so from the Center for Education and Learning, the focus is on galactic education to learn about us, other species and planets around us. And this time, it is to go into 3 topics or 3 points, maybe very briefly. 1 is the Big Dipper, 2 is the second is the Protector, and the third item or point is a new peace. And Peter, we spoke briefly about these, and maybe give your perspective what we shared on the Big Dipper. What kind of information you have on what you experienced over the years, where you have found, what is, from your perspective, the importance of the Big Dipper?
Well, there's definitely, we could say, an influence that has been upon Earth from many areas. The Pleiades is mentioned over and over through a lot of cultures, whether in Japan, the Native Americans, the Aboriginals and what have you, just like Orion keeps coming up and Sirius. The Big Dipper, we could say, it's got a mention as well, and it's depicted and known throughout ancient cultures as well. There is, of course, what I'm aware of intelligence is there. It hasn't been a main focus of what I've experienced, but I believe it's part of Ursa Major, if I've got that correct. And yeah, again, there has been mention and depictions from what I recall of, again, civilizations that have mentioned the Big Dipper. Now, the reasons for that could be a large amount of reasons why, but what it comes down to is when we see these depictions of certain star systems that match up to what we see in the skies, there's, of course, a relevance for that, but it's going to be different for each culture and even each person. You could say the artist that's actually depicting that. So, funny enough, I can't remember what year now, but we're probably talking 6, 7, 8 years maybe. There was a fleet that I filmed on the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia in broad daylight that at times it sort of matched up, and I'm not sure if it's on the footage where it matches up with the Big Dipper, but at times it does. But again, there was a fleet, there's way more than what you see on the screen, probably 3 times as many stars that would be in the Big Dipper, maybe even more. But at times there was a section of it that matched up to me what looked like the Big Dipper as well. So yeah, there's not, you know, it's not like I'm a scholar or anything, or I'm a ambassador for that specific region in the galaxy, but you know, there's probably some people out there that are having interactions, whether it's through telepathic means or contact through whatever means, with intelligences from there. But I do know that there are intelligences in that sector.
Okay, and then we go to the second thing around the Protector. And I want to say up front, people may recall a couple of weeks ago, maybe months ago, I was traveling, and I was traveling on that travel from Bhutan to Thailand. And there I got in the hotel or at the hotel, I saw a sign about the protector, and I mentioned in the recording that weeks before, as I could recollect or remember that I got messages about the protector. But here, again, I'm called to bring this point up around the protector. And maybe, Peter, do you have any insights from your perspective? Have you ever come across the protector?
Not in that terminology or the way that you've experienced. And this is where I think a lot of this is very individual, whether it's our higher selves, whether it's our guides, whether it's specific intelligences or masters and saints and sages, what have you. There is a huge, we could say, avenue of different ways that they'll interface with us, that we are protected, that we are guided, but ultimately it's up to us as well. But there is a call for at times protection, and there's specific beings that deal with specific areas, and even just a message of that for yourself would have been very independent and very individual for you, with where you're at and where you were at that time as well. So the protector specifically, I haven't had that name. There's been terminologies to the protectors, which would be a group of intelligences that's their job, just like I've talked about the guardians now for over a decade. There's those types of intelligences that are at synthetic portals, natural portals, the stars, which are also portals, as well as they've got jobs to where they monitor and regulate things that are happening within the universe, density wise and multidimensionally wise. So it's I think it's all about the individual.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. And the third point is around a new peace, and peace in a sense being peaceful. Have you ever heard something like that? A new peace?
Well, it's, again, we could say something that would be an individual thing like the protector, that it can be an entity, a message, but it's also, when we're talking about a new peace, now we're talking about something that's more of a collective thing. And a new peace could be, again, this is going to be very individual for the people that are even listening and watching this, of what comes in the heart space, what comes to them when hearing the word, the new peace. It could even match in with the new earth. But we could bring it to a new perspective as well on what peace is. That we want world peace. We want peace in our lives. But it all starts from here. And if that peace is from within, which could be a new peace, a new way that we're seeing peace, maybe not for yourself and I, but a lot of the people going through their own individual journey here on Earth, whether they're in war-torn areas, areas where there's, the refugee situations in a lot of countries, even just in what would be the first world countries with political disruption, economic turmoil, environmental turmoil. I think, for me, a new peace for them would be something that's more internal than something that is external, which it's mainly been that way for a lot of people, which is, we elect these people, we put these people in these institutions, we do this. It's all external. And when you've got a situation like that, you're giving your power away. But if people take responsibility for their own inner peace, as I say, you change within, that projects outside of yourself. So you're now in a situation, if you start realising this, it doesn't mean you can change the world overnight, but what you're now in charge of is your little piece of that jigsaw puzzle of what you're got control of, which is coming down to self-mastery, being in control of your thoughts, your actions, your impulses, not having them, or things arise, or things put upon you to where you feel you're not in power, which is, we could say, not the opposite of self-mastery. So through self-mastery, if we start to master ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and then we start to manifest, project, bring to light and bring into manifestation that what we're putting out for, which peace, a new peace could be part of that, peace in general, and people are doing it now from an inner perspective rather than an external. Like I say, enough of us do that. I've been saying this for years and years and years. Enough of us change within. It's going to change what's happening around outside of us. And we don't need that much of the civilization to do that. We just need a certain percentage to where it's like the 100th monkey syndrome or other things that have been described like that, to where you hit critical mass and all of a sudden others are starting to do it. Because our heart field goes out and we affect others with our feelings and emotions. And a new peace to me would be that, would be being in charge of your own peace, and it has the byproduct of being an external thing, shining in the outer world as well as the inner world.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. And from my perspective, I should add a couple of things. First, about the Big Dipper. What I got is the following. Humanity will see the Big Dipper with new eyes, in new light, not only once, but twice. Then about the protector. The protector, which I mentioned, is not only about the protector of the Buddha. The protector of the Buddha was at the hotel, just as an example, but I spoke also with some in Bhutan. The protector is known as, again, a protector of the Buddha, and the entity which was or is considered the protector is the Naga. But my kind of message is, what I've got is the protector is not the Naga, but another entity coming from Thailand. And then about a new peace. I got the following, that a new peace is coming. Though, I should add, it's not a new peace in a sense what I personally wrote with someone in Japan. But this terminology, new peace, has different meaning. Mm-hmm. And then to conclude, I should also add, if it's what you said, Peter, be peaceful, coming from within, and as you gave that description, I should add, or it's a good connection here, to add what I also transmitted a couple of days ago to everyone. Be the best version of yourself. Find what is good for you. Feel what is good for you. Do what is good for you. Only you are able to do that in your own way. Mm-hmm. Get better and better. Even better when it is good for all. And I should add, this is not about the ego, but it is about the self. It's coming from the heart. It's using and recognizing the soul. And to conclude, it's just as simple as this. So be it. So be it in a sense, it is so. And so be it in a sense, be that best version of yourself. I wish it to all. All the best for all. So be it.
And so
Peter,
it is.
Anything to add?
No, and so it is. And so it is, mate. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Then, looking forward to what comes next. And looking forward, Peter, to our next recording.
Blessings.
At some moment. Thank you.